Hello, hello, salut, bonjour, comment ça va? Et comment allez-vous? How are we all doing? I hope everybody's doing great today. I've got a couple things to go over. I want to talk about what I've been doing for learning French. I first started out um, just because I was so busy with work, been so busy with work. So um, it's been divided up into stages, with the first stage focusing on how I could accommodate things with my work schedule. So first, I started off with Duolingo. And I chose this just because it's a sequence of content that I could work through. It's got audio. The French course is one of the better courses, and it's got some grammar explanations. So it actually has some explanations. I found it to be too slow, so personally, when I was going through this section, I'm not using Duolingo anymore. Um, I'll get into that in a second, why it is that I'm not using Duolingo anymore. Uh, but so it's it's too slow, I was saying, because basically when I was going through it, I would go through the two like main little modules that it has, the two like little buttons, icons that are the content, like the grammar focused ones. I would go through those and then I would take the test for the next level because I didn't need like all the extra practice they have, which is there's a lot of times there's like 2/3 of it is the rest of the content. So I go through like a third maybe of the content. So I did that. It was nice because I could do like one, two, maybe three per day. I quit doing Duolingo because I got the update where they changed hearts to charges, and just with the charges, you get docked basically regardless of whether you get something wrong or right. So for every single question that you answer, you get docked a charge, and so as a result, you can only get through like 2 to 3 lessons in it without before you have to go and watch videos to increase the charges. And I'm just that just became too gimmicky for me, and it was kind of the last straw in effect. Now, once I got past that Duolingo stage, starting in October, it's December now. Uh, I I went to Anki and I downloaded a deck, and that deck was a high frequency deck. It's got like 4,350 words, something like that, and it has Spanish like definitions and English definitions, and it's also got IPA and audio. And I did this because I wanted to get used to the pronunciation and like the ways that the endings are pronounced, because there are a lot of letters at the end of words in French, and they're not pronounced. So I want to get used to the pronunciation of most of the words that you're going to come across in the language. So my brain could kind of pick apart patterns. And this was all like Duolingo. It was just something because I was very busy with work, so I just wanted something that I could kind of do that was very passive that I could work through. So it was a sequence of material that I could work through. Now, I also went and looked up cognate lists, because something really nice about English and also Spanish, if you speak either of those and you go and learn French, you get a whole bunch of cognates. You get so many words, thousands of words, I'd imagine. Um, if you're going total them all up, you get for free. Basically, you just have to learn how to pronounce or how to make some minor spelling changes. So I went through like the BLE ending in English, capable, like that. It goes to BLE in French. IZE, like materialize, goes to ISCR or YSCR, like to analyze, analyser. TION goes to TION. TY goes to TE with an accent or ITE. IC goes to ICAL. IC or ICAL goes to IQUE, so like magnetique. And for each one of those, I went and divided it up by like, I would have a deck for, like art based words, culture, media, put all those together. Business slash economics, science slash tech. So I group stuff: intellectual slash abstract, health slash medicine, environment slash nature, that sort of thing. I would group them all together, and I'd go and learn how to pronounce this stuff, and just try and let my brain pick up on the patterns for how to form this stuff. All right, so now what I've been doing most recently is I went and got a textbook, and I've been working through it. And I only just started this. I'm only in the preliminary chapter. I haven't got a chapter 1 yet. I'm in the one right before it. But I've been working through it. I've been taking the vocabulary and grammar and putting them into Anki, making lists with them. And that pipeline, how that looks like is I've gone and digitized the textbook. So I go and scan a chapters at a time. And that way I can go and copy off of the PDF directly sentences, vocab, and just plop them into a Google Sheet. And personally, what I do is for this is I go and take like all the vocab and I put it into an AI and I say, hey, add IPA to the French, so that it adds that. And you do have to look over what it produces because it will mess up. So you may have to go to like Wiktionary, search the word, just type the word into a search engine, and then WIKT should give you the Wiktionary. You just go there and it'll have the IPA, so you can see if it's correct or not. And you'll get used to this if you're using the IPA, just being able to pick out what is and isn't correct, being able to notice if something seems like it's off. So once I get the IPA, and if by the way you're getting your content from someplace else, you don't have the definitions, you can also you will need to translate, or using like Google Translate or the AI to get that for you. Then you put that in the Google Sheet, and you're gonna hit File, Download, and you're gonna download the CSV. You take the CSV and just import it into Anki, and Anki will create the cards for you. Now, once you've done that, the latest thing that I've been doing is I go and use text-to-speech, HTTS, hypertext-to-speech. And so in batches, I just add that. I use that to add audio to the cards. It's fantastic. Highly recommend, because you can. What I will say though is for like French, not a lot of options, but you just figure out which one sounds the best for you. For me, it's the Google one has the best voice, and so I just go and add that to the cards, and that way, I've got the IPA, I've got the audio there, and I'm just able to process those so I can get that, and so that I can shadow the pronunciation as I go through my Anki cards. And I want to be clear, while it may have just like the word, because like the first vocab set in the book that I chose has classroom vocabulary. So while it has that, I'm going to go and add indefinite articles to that first list so that I can, start getting used to the pronunciation of those in like the liaison, how it, like the transition between that article and the next word, the word. So like a computer, right? Or an exam, right? So you're changing in English. Well, there's a way that happens in French too. So, and the way that pronunciation works. And I did this specifically so I get used to also that, and then also the two indefinite, the pronunciation of the two indefinite articles, the un and the une, and the un and the une in French. And that's mostly what I've been doing. What I'm going to be doing next is then going and taking, like, from starting, moving forward, rather than doing just that, I'm going to, like, the indefinite article and the vocab with the IPA and the audio, I'm going to add sentences for the vocab that they provide going forward so that things are contextualized. And that's pretty much it. I'm just going to be working through the textbook, and then I may supplement also with like Wikipedia articles in French on topics that are interesting to me, or that are related to like the vocab that I'm using, so that I can like organically get content that is of interest to me added into the decks, and I'll make like Anki decks for that as I'm working through the textbook and building up grammar on top of that. And that's pretty much it for now. That's where I'm at. So if you're learning French, let me know what you're doing. Let me know how you got there. Let me know how it's been going for you, what's worked for you, what hasn't. And until next time, keep learning and have fun. Take care now. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you can get notifications of my next videos. See ya. Bye-bye.